Hello, everybody, and welcome to Piscean's Food for Thought number 3. Hopefully, you've checked out Piscean's Food for Thought number 1 and number 2. Essentially, these Food for Thought videos are just me rambling on. I'm reading my journal entries. I'm talking about a variety of subjects, ranging from life and death to extraterrestrial life on Earth to reincarnation to spirituality. It all kind of intertwines together. So welcome to part 3 in the series. We're just going to get started. This is a entry titled The Revolving Door of Flesh. Notes on Reincarnation from the Edge of Oblivion. The walls are peeling. Time is a hallway with no exits, only revolving doors, spitting me out in different skins, different centuries, like some deranged carnival ride run by a blind monkey. You die, you live, you die again. It's all the same lousy motel, with different wallpaper. Reincarnation is not some gentle Buddhist carousel of enlightenment, no. It's a meat grinder with a laugh track. You claw your way out of one body and immediately get shoved into another. Maybe a Mongolian warlord, maybe a goldfish choking on aquarium gravel, maybe a middle manager in Des Moines with hemorrhoids and a Ford Fiesta. There is no dignity in the cycle, only paperwork. Also known as the Akashic Records, because the Akashic Records, we'll get more into that in a different video, actually. If you're familiar, you're familiar. But there will be another video. Reincarnation. The cosmic bureaucracy is ruthless. Souls are shuffled like cards in a rigged casino. You don't get to choose. You think you're ascending to some luminous astroplane? Wrong. You're coming back as a cashier at Walmart with a toothache. The universe is a sadist with a sense of humor, and reincarnation is its punchline. But here's the kicker. Every time the curtain drops, some part of you remembers just a flicker, a half-dream of another life. You wake up sweating because you're sure you've been hanged before, shot before, loved before, and you have. It's all muscle memory at the soul level, twitching in the dark, trying to tell you the truth, that you've done this dance called life 1,000 times, and you'll do it 1,000 more. People talk about karma, lessons, and growth. Bullshit. You don't come back wiser. You come back hungrier, angrier, and more confused. Clawing through the same mistakes like a rat in a maze that keeps rearranging itself. Enlightenment, that's the carrot on the stick. Nobody graduates, nobody ascends. The system feeds on repetition. The wheel turns and grinds us all into cosmic sausage. And yet, Christ, the madness of it all is beautiful, because if you squint, if you tilt your head just right, it's not a trap at all. It's theater, a grand sprawling epic, and you are every character. Villain, saint, prostitute, prophet, bug, God. The roles keep changing, but the play goes on. And somewhere in the repetition and the eternal encore, there's a perverse freedom. You can't lose because you never stop playing. Reincarnation isn't hope, it isn't punishment. It's the universe saying again, again, again. And you laugh because what else can you do? Thoughts on Life and Death, Part 1. I think part of why human beings can't live forever is that it would kind of break the rhythm of existence. You know, everything about us is patterned on cycles. Breathe in, breathe out, day and night. The way our cells grow and then stop growing. If you take away the ending, the arc, it stops being a story. It just becomes static. And biologically, our bodies have this built-in humility, like cells only divide so many times and then they're done. And that sounds sad, but it's actually kind of profound. It's like our biology is gently reminding us that permanence isn't the point. It's not about locking the door against entropy. It's about participating in the dance while you can. And psychologically, I don't know if our minds could hold eternity without collapsing under the weight of it. Like memory itself is fragile. We already forget most of our lives as it is. Stretch that out over millennia, and eventually you'd just be a stranger to yourself. You'd be alive technically, but you lose the thread of who you are. Death, weirdly, protects identity by closing the parenthesis. I also think there's something merciful about limits. The fact that we're finite forces us to notice things. If you had an infinite number of mornings, why savor the light on the wall this morning? Mortality is like a frame. It makes the picture intelligible and maybe even beautiful. So yeah, I don't think human beings can live forever, and maybe I say this cautiously because it's scary. Maybe it's good that we cannot. Maybe the tenderness of being alive comes from the fact that, of course, it won't last. Here's a part 2 on thoughts on life and death. Biology is basically like a landlord. It's not malicious, but it doesn't want tenants who just never leave. Cells divide and then they stop dividing because if they didn't, you'd get cancer. So the very mechanism that allows us to not turn into bubbling tumors is also the mechanism that forces us to eventually log off. It's like a cosmic balance sheet. You get this little flicker of consciousness and then whoosh, back into the recycling bin. Even if we hack the biology part, let's say some Silicon Valley guy with a fleece vest figures out how to disrupt death psychologically, we're not built for eternity. Think about birthdays. By the time you're 30 years old, they already feel kind of anticlimactic. Imagine birthday number 4,327. Like, who's showing up to that party? You're cutting cake in an empty room. The frosting tastes like dust. Immortality would be an infinite open mic night where eventually everyone bombs. Entropy doesn't negotiate. You can Botox your face, you can upload your brain to a cloud that probably crashes once a week, but the stars themselves are dying. The sun is going to swallow us. Living forever would just mean you get front row seats to a very slow demolition. It's like insisting on staying in a restaurant even after they've turned off the lights, stacked the chairs, and the waiter is like, "Please, we closed 3 billion years ago. Get the fuck out of here." So in a way, death isn't some tragic mistake. It's kind of the most merciful feature. It's the universe saying, "Hey, thanks for coming. You were weird. You were tender. You made some questionable choices with your hair, but the show is fucking over. So please exit through the gift shop." Why does America suck? Thesis essay. Okay, let's get real. America, the so-called land of opportunity, the greatest country in the world, sure. Let's unpack this. First off, there's leadership, okay? Every election, every administration, every genius plan, a masterclass in chaos management. And the people somehow complicit, somehow applauding every catastrophic decision as if it's performance art. You can't blame one person. It's systemic idiocy. It's cultural. It's America. Second, there's healthcare. You want to live? Pay. You want to die with dignity? Pay more. You want a headache? Just pay the copay. A migraine, that'll be $1,200 plus taxes. And don't even get me started on your mental health. Meanwhile, CEOs of healthcare companies are literally buying yachts made of your suffering. Corporate culture. Every company is a pyramid scheme of anxiety and backstabbing sold to you as professional growth. And everyone's convinced capitalism equals freedom. It doesn't. It equals exploitation, sugar-coated emails, and middle managers crying in office kitchens. Gun culture. Because nothing says great country like putting assault rifles in the hands of people who think disagreeing on Twitter is a threat to their freedom. America, you're terrifying, and yes, I'm scared. Not of terrorists, of your neighbors. Social media. This is America's gift to humanity. A platform where everyone's an expert, everyone's offended, everyone's performing. It's a breeding ground for rage, stupidity, and viral misery. And yet somehow America is still America, still the country everyone wants to move to, sue in, or make a TikTok about. Because it's loud, it's chaotic, it's absurd. It's living, I guess. America sucks because it's the perfect storm of bad leadership, corporate greed, weaponized paranoia, and performative culture. But also, and paradoxically, maybe that's what makes it unkillable. undefinable, iconic, infuriating, and yeah, I hate it, but I kind of love it too, or I'd be living somewhere else if I had the choice. Ketamine for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A poem. The sunrise is slow, a pale yolk breaking across the plate of sky, and I stir my coffee with a silver spoon that feels like a tuning fork for silence. There's, there's a bee. For breakfast, I swallow clouds shaped like doorways, hallways that bend like paper lanterns, every bite dissolving into velvet stillness, every breath a curtain falling on yesterday. For lunch, the air hums low, like the engine of a car parked in my chest. Conversations melt into liquid mirrors. Friends speak, their words slide off the table like spilled milk. I sip absinthe with a straw, tasting nothing, but it fills me anyway. For dinner, I serve myself the ache of distance, garnished with stars too far to touch. The fork scrapes porcelain, a reminder I still have teeth, still have a body, even as the floor sways like an ocean and the ceiling bends down to kiss my forehead. I am a cathedral of empty pews, lit by 100 candles that burn without flame. Every meal is a feast of forgetting, a banquet where the host never arrives, and I keep eating until the night folds me back into itself, weightless, silent, gone. Thoughts on military style living. Short essay. Okay, listen. Military style living. Beds made tight enough to bounce a quarter off. Rise at dawn, polish your boots, salute the day like it's your boss who just caught you stealing pens. Order, discipline, and structure. Except here's the problem. The bed is breathing. I tried to fold the sheets into crisp, tight hospital corners, but they wriggled away like jellyfish, glowing neon. The pillow whispered, Generalissimo. I saluted it. That's the thing with this whole rah-rah soldier boy lifestyle. It's fake control. Pretend order slapped on the chaos of existence. Shine your shoes, shave your face, stand up straight, as if shiny leather and a razor blade can hold back the screaming void. Spoiler, they can't. The void just salutes back. Excuse me. And the people who love this stuff, the ones who wake up at 4 a.m. and run until their souls bleed, they are not disciplined. They're terrified of stillness, terrified of choice. They cling to schedules like floaties in a drowning pool. Yes, sir, I will hydrate exactly every 45 minutes, sir. Congratulations, you've militarized urination. Meanwhile, in my current reality, the lamp is giving orders. Drop and give me 20, soldier. I tried. My arms turned into spaghetti. Spaghetti is dishonorable. The lamp court-martialed me. Maybe that's what military life is at its core, hallucinating rules until they feel real, pretending there's a chain of command above the chaos. March left, march right, don't ask why, just move. It's comforting, sure, like wrapping yourself in barbed wire and calling it a blanket. But the world isn't a drill field. It's a kaleidoscope, a mess, a spinning circus where the elephants are made of light and the generals are chairs with mustaches. And trying to impose boot camp order on that? It's adorable, it's tragic, it's human. So military style living, go ahead, bounce your little quarters on your little beds. Meanwhile, the universe is a battlefield with no ranks, no medals, no orders, just a billion screaming suns laughing at your push-ups. I salute them, the stars, my real commanders. Sorry if this video is all over the place. That's most of the Piscean food for thought videos. And I am currently breaking out really, really badly, where it looks like I potentially have a dermatology issue. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you for supporting me and listening to my work. Alright, we have 2 more for you guys. The Lizard Kings are already among us. This is kind of a short story. The air is vibrating. You feel that? Don't you pretend you don't. It's humming like the world's biggest refrigerator buzzing under your skin. That's them, the aliens. They're not coming, they're already here. They've always been here, sweating inside the wallpaper, blinking through our Wi-Fi, hiding in the grocery store avocados. Everyone wants spaceships, little green men probing pew-pew laser beams. Idiots know. The invasion is subtler, quieter, and more grotesque. They slip into your cereal mascots. Toucan Sam? Alien. Tony the Tiger? Alien. The Michelin Man? Absolutely a latex, bloated space colonel, sent to lull you into a false sense of carb security. Look into their eyes, your boss, your barista, the man at the DMV, and tell me you don't see it. That flicker, that lizard glimmer. People say shapeshifters like it's a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy if it's just obvious. Mark Zuckerberg blinks sideways and nobody bats an eye. Jeff Bezos' head is a UFO parked on a neck. Entire industries are run by extraterrestrials who learned Excel and decided to ruin the human species from within. And maybe that's the cosmic punchline. They're not hostile. They don't have to be. Why invade when you can just blend in? Wear a suit, collect a salary, quietly siphon off the world's attention span. Humanity is so distracted we would let a 4-armed mantis become president if it promised cheaper gas. Hell, maybe it already happened. But here's the part that keeps me laughing until I choke. What if we are the aliens? What if Earth was the rehab planet, the galactic halfway house for cosmic fuck-ups? Dump the broken species here, wipe their memory, let them play with sticks and credit cards until they forget they once mattered. That would explain everything, our restlessness, our stupidity, our constant itch to build rockets and leave to outer space. So don't ask me if extraterrestrials are on Earth. Look in the mirror, idiot. You're the proof. The strange meatbag blinking at yourself in a bathroom lit by a fluorescent hell light. You've got alien blood in your veins and a screaming star lodged behind your eyes. And the universe is watching, laughing, waiting for us to either evolve or combust. Or a mixture of the both. Psychedelics. A love letter to my brain. The Vegas Lounge Act. Okay, so psychedelics. You know, the rainbow sprinkles you dump on your brain Sunday when therapy feels too much like homework and cocaine feels too much like being alive in New Jersey. Everyone's suddenly talking about magic mushrooms and LSD acid like they're kale smoothies for your trauma. Oh wow, psilocybin makes me love my mom again. Congrats, buddy. Call Hallmark. Let's not kid ourselves. Psychedelics are basically your brain's way of saying, hey, want to see what it would look like if anxiety wore a clown wig and juggled your childhood? You take a tab of acid and boom, suddenly you're communing with a chair. And not just any chair, but the chair your dad never sat in because he was too busy ignoring you from across the room. Very healing, super science. The thing about psychedelics is they're like HR training videos. So everything is either profoundly beautiful or profoundly terrifying. One second you're convinced you're the universe. The next second you're convinced you're melting into the Target parking lot. And the kicker, you're still having to pay rent after. No amount of cosmic unity gets your landlord off your back. But here's the thing, and don't tell anyone I said this, I get why they're sexy again. Psychedelics promise what money, sex, and status don't, a brief, slippery little window into actually feeling something outside of your body. And they let you peek behind the crusty shower curtain of existence and go, oh, that's what wonder feels like. That's what awe is. Then the curtain closes, you're hungover, and you order McDonald's. So yeah, are psychedelics the magic key to enlightenment? Maybe. Are they just glorified brain glitter that makes you think your shoelaces have secrets? Also yes. But in a world where everyone's selling you some fake fix, I'll take the one that at least gives me a talking shoelace. And hey, if it helps you love your mom again, good for you. She still doesn't love you back. Thanks for tuning in to Piscean's Food for Thought number 3, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay positive, people.